Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and a brand new video on Marvel Contest of Champions. I'm very excited to show you my epic new roster. So epic, it's not really as epic. So if you've seen the video when I did my big 5-star crystal opening, I was hoping, as I said last month, that my roster would be rebuilt and strengthened with a core emphasis on being able to kind of thrust me through things like a lot of Act 5. You would be sorely mistaken. And obviously, yes, I can do it with other champions. I do have the things that I really want, like Archangel was a big boost to my roster with regards to damage output. If you've seen videos that I've done, I've shown that and how he can be developed to kind of use kind of like huge tactics in order to kind of take down enemies with huge damage output with poison stuns and kind of like neurotoxins and bleeds and things like that. Either way, he's been a good addition to my roster for the questing side of things, but I've not really found a suitable champion that's going to increase my questing in general. But let's have a quick look on the roster and how it's been developed. Obviously, to start off with 2 stars, I kind of basically used as kind of collecting things. I collect a lot of them. As you can see, there's kind of like there's rare ones here, things that people don't have, a lot of ones that people do have, and a lot of them mainly are maxed out. This is good, but not a lot of them enter the prems, so you're not going to see a huge amount of them increase in signature level. And also, they're not going to add to like max signature. When it comes to 3 stars, when I come to intense arena grind, I usually have these on. Also, they're quite handy to then kind of use for things like level up and kind of advancement. If I'm finding that I'm just a little bit below with regards to those solo events, then I can go boom, hit in, and then maximize the amount that I complete with regards to those solo events. Either way, they're just about, you know, increasing my rating. And at the moment, it stands at 497k. I do want to improve that and increase that. I may feel a little bit kind of flutter. I may have a flutter with regards to the money side of things and maybe buy a load of Grandmaster crystals or featured Grandmaster crystals at a later date. I haven't decided. I'm trying to budget the channel with regards to having a new video editor and also PlayStation 4 I want to get for the channel, and as well as kind of getting a new computer. There's lots of things, and I've got to just improve the channel a little bit more. I'm happy with the improvements, but I feel that either I buy in stuff with regards to the game, or I buy in stuff with regards to improvement, with regards to channel aesthetic and what you see. And I'm torn between them, so budgeting needs to be done. Either way, the 4-star roster is improving a lot, and there's been a couple of new additions in shape and form of Luke Cage. Yellow Jacket was a new addition, I think. Apart from that, they're just like aesthetic improvements that needed to be done to kind of ones that I would use at the same time, ones that I would find fun in Arena. And also, that's the main thing, Arena and these 4 stars are more valuable now based on the fact that the basic cutoff going down as well as the featured cutoff going down. I will be probably doing this a lot more. I think I'll find myself kind of grinding out a lot more in for these things, especially featured. Featured is going to be a lot more easier nowadays, with about 10 million being enough to do that. Yes, I could then decide that, well, am I losing 5-star shards? Yeah, to a degree I am if I'm not doing the featured, because you can get a lot there, as well as 6-star shards. So again, I have to do this argument whether or not I say, right, I can pick up 1 new 4-star in the basic, 1 new 4-star in the featured, and have the rest of my weekend pretty much free. So time aspect grind against kind of lifestyle, against do I want to make further progression with 6 stars. That again has to be the argument point, how much more points I can put in when it comes to a featured. Now I've got these new 5 stars, which is great. With regards to any future kind of development of any 4 stars that I have, Nebula, Morningstar, potentially an option. However though, with regards to like really wanting to increase my 5-star roster and kind of like boosting them up a lot more, I am opting to kind of sort them out first before going back and sorting out the 4 stars. If I don't get a 5-star Loki, I'm going to have to develop this 4-star version. So I'm hoping for the Awakening at some point, and also just to kind of like strengthen him. So, you know, putting on the extra signature stones, maybe, not sure, haven't decided, but I need to rank him up fairly quickly in order to kind of utilize him for the completion point of Act 5.4. Okay, let's talk about the 5-star roster, because this is the thing that's most important to me to kind of look at. This was what I was trying to develop. If you've seen my 7 tries at Blade Dupe video, you'll know that I was incredibly disappointed with what I got. I'm happy for Rogue. That was a great pull from that. To a degree, I'm actually happy with Old Man Logan, but that's a personal like, and I hear that he's getting a buff at some point. However, though, let's talk about luck. Now, a lot of people will cry conspiracy theory if you talk about the idea that if you buy into the game, you therefore get something out of it with regards to luck. And I'm not going to go too much into that, because that's just like you know, people won't be impressed by it, and at the same time, they don't really know what to make of it. If you buy into the game, you get better pulls. And obviously, other people have got amazing pulls from Blade Day who pay into the game, and others have not and have got terrible. But then there's some that don't and also have got Blade out of it. To give you an idea, like, I've opened about, I think it's like nearing 35 to 40 featured crystals, and out of them, I've only ever got 2. Compared with other people's, not so much. This year I had a big emphasis on, actually since about November time, I did get Google Play vouchers for my birthday, but the big emphasis is that I didn't want to spend too much on the game based on improvements I want to make to the channel, which I've explained in videos as well as this one here. With regards to like luck and paying into the game, Morningstar, I got a 5-star Morningstar, 4-star Morningstar, and a 4-star Blade in a. It was, I don't know if it, didn't think it was a. It was a Daywalker crystals. I got those out of it. So again, like, I'd spend £100 in order to get something good. Like, is that a case that that's something to talk about in the future? Maybe or maybe not. Okay, so let's flash forward and talk about the video. So, Rogue, great, happy with that. Old Man Logan, yeah, happy with that. I kind of like bitched and moaned about it, but you know, still, I like Old Man Logan. There's some cool aspects to the champion. Can't wait to get him awakened though. That's the thing. With regards to Thor, Jane Foster, iffy really. A lot of people will say she's good. Some people not so much. I'm kind of happy to have her, but I'm not going to utilize her too much. Unless I kind of work out the stun aspects and kind of play with the champion a bit more. Howard the Duck, no, not so much. Colossus duped, not, again, a massive fan of that, but it improves him slightly. Spider-Man Miles Morales, he's alright, and don't even get me started on Spider-Gwen. Even though these bad pulls have come into my roster, the positive side of things is that they're going to increase my arena scores a lot more easily. Yes. Negative side of things is that I really wish that I had something more usable in a questing format apart from Rogue, because I have been utilizing her in quests and found her fantastic, especially being unduped. And there'll be a couple of champions, maybe a few champions I will talk about being unduped using in future videos, and where they can be used. Either way, there's pluses and minuses. I will positively move forward with regards to looking at my 5-star roster in future, thinking that, hey, these will improve my arena. There are a couple of champions I will use in questing, but the downside is that they come at a price. That 105,000 shards that were used for the Blade Crystals were in some ways just considered a bit of a waste. And obviously I'm disappointed in myself for kind of not thinking, hey, hang on, let me just kind of like instead buy 10 basics and maybe have a better chance to get a Blade. As that would have been, like, for me, like, if I, obviously we talk in hindsight and go, if I knew that, I would do the basics as opposed to the featured. We all would say that. Either way, I've got to have to say about my roster is, I like my roster. You have to say positive things about your roster and utilize something moving forward. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at each champion in each detail and kind of say, hey, I can do this with this one. I can use this for this content, and that will be great. The plan. Okay, this is the most important thing. What am I planning to do at the moment? The main thing is to complete Act 5. With a lot of content and trying to make YouTube stuff and kind of other things as well, a lot of arena grinding, I need to complete Act 5. That is one of the most important things. I think I have 2 weeks. How I work it now is that when a new monthly event goes live, I grind that out and hopefully complete it within the first 2 weeks. I speed run it and kind of get it all done within the first 2 weeks. I'm talking Heroic, Master, and Uncollected. And the reason I do that is then to have 2 weeks of the month to then focus on completing Act 5. And so far that's been going quite well. And percentage-wise, I've increased the percentage that I've completed Act 5.2. The next thing is then to have that completed probably about 100% Act 5.2 by 3rd week of March, and then try to do about 50% of Act 5.3, and then again every month do a bit like that. I was hoping that March would be a kind of a quick grind, but I've got too many things planned that I want to achieve, and also maybe some other games to cover in order to do that. But I want those 6-star shards, I want those awakening gem, and the plan is definitely to then have 2 6-star crystals going into the next release of the next pool of champions. Hopefully to get a couple of champions that are going to be quite decent. I will not go for, I think I'm never going to go for a featured in 6-star. I think if they ever do featured 6-star, I will not or never touch it. as it's too much of a gamble and we all get disappointed with it. Me included. I've been very disappointed with Featured. I should know better now over the last 2 years that they have been incredibly disappointing and will continue to disappoint. Either way, that has been my roster. I've been very impressed with my roster at the moment. Having that 4-star Blade, the 5-star version, even though he's not duped, it's not the end of the world. He's still like an amazing damage outburst, still unduped. Captain Marvel's always been like there, been solid rock. Morningstar, great addition. Obviously, I've always had Gwenpool, Rocket. Obviously, Archangel has been developed, and then Rogue, who is behind me, is going to be developed further. I'm hoping to get her awakened at some later date, and then all about kind of getting loads of basics and probably open 5-star basic crystals once I have 2. It's the usual thing that I do. I always have like 2 because then I could have 1 disappointing one and 1 really decent one. And that's what I really hope I kind of get. Well, and I hope I get 2 amazing ones as opposed to anything. And maybe even it's the case when I do my next 5-star open, I get that that Blade dupe that I've wanted since I started saving. Anyway, so that's been the video. Hopefully your roster is being developed, and hopefully it's not as disappointing as mine, but mine isn't disappointing. I think that's the thing. We always have to kind of go, right, we can improve here. I'd like to do this, aim for the next thing to be completed, and then get that next 5-star, 4-star, or even 3-star crystal. Whatever point you are at the game, you can achieve anything. It just is all about the grind, and the grind is what's going to see you through. I've been RichTheMan. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Marvel Contest of Champions based content, and as always, I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye for now.